Well, so much for gaining any momentum in that Brooklyn Nets game. That's why we can't really dwell on it too much. Enjoy the wins when they do happen. However, there are going to be a lot more losses than there are wins for the Toronto Raptors as they fall today to the Orlando Magic at Scotiabank Arena 106-97. And the reason I say that, this is the injury report for the Magic going into play today. Obviously, no Paolo Banchero. No Mo Wagner. No Franz Wagner. No Gary Harris. And then in this game, Jalen Suggs left the game after a non-contact injury. It looked like his back, something happened with his back. He gets basically carted out in a wheelchair. Hopefully he's okay. And the Raptors faced a Magic team, which had a starting lineup, let's say with Jalen Suggs, of Tristan da Silva, okay? Caleb Houston, Gogo Batadze, Jalen Suggs, and Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. They cooked you. It's plain and simple. But you know what? The Orlando Magic have built a culture. They've built a culture around defense. So regardless of who is on the floor, they have that structure in place and they play that way. Watching them defend was actually a masterpiece. And the Raptors royally struggled. You know, there were moments in the game where they crawled back at times, but it was never really in doubt. You're down 13 after one quarter of play. You play basically even in the second quarter. You win it by one. You're down 62-50 at the break. In the third quarter, yeah, it didn't go great. You know, they get it down to single digits. You think maybe, but no. They get it back up. They win the quarter by 8, and you're going into the fourth quarter down 20. So it's pretty much curtains at that point. Yeah, they win the fourth quarter by 11, 29, 18. But they lose the game. And a lot of what we've seen recently from the Raptors is bad first quarters. They get out to the bad starts, and against good teams, especially against good defensive teams, it gets hard to come back from there. And that's pretty much the story of the game. Defensively, you didn't get much for the Toronto Raptors. Offensively, you royally struggled. They struggled shooting. I think the Raptors struggled shooting the three today, didn't they? 10 for 29, which is 34%, where they made 19 threes, 19 for 44, 43% from beyond the arc. Obviously, a big factor of why the Raptors lost this basketball game today. I mean, when your two best three-point shooters, Emmanuel Quickley and Grady Dick, go combined 3 for 16, it's not going to go very well. You know, any players we have positive stuff from today? Jakob Poeltl, I mean, he was great. 25, 6 and 2, 11 and 12 from the field. Perfect 3 of 3 from the line. Had a steal and a block. Scotty Barnes, 29 and 3, 9 and 19 from the field. Missed both free throws. Did go 2 of 4 from 3. However, he did take some ill-advised threes down the stretch that I thought could have been avoided, but it is what it is. Like I mentioned, Emmanuel Quickley had a double-double, 11, 4, and 11. But did shoot 4 of 17 from the field, and as I mentioned, 1 of 9 from three-point range. Grady Dick didn't give you much. He had 22 in the last game. He had 8 today, shot 2 of 11, and 2 of 7 from three-point range. When you're playing a good defensive team like that, you got to make your shots. And the Raptors just did not today. Now, a lot of teams don't against the Orlando Magic. It's just kind of the structure of the way they are built. And that's the thing about this Raptor team. The Orlando Magic are what? What do you call what they are? They have a culture, right? Their culture as a team is grind you down defensively. Make it impossible to score. Well, what's the Raptors' culture right now? They don't have one. What was the Raptors' culture back in 2019? They defended like crazy. We saw the numbers when Milwaukee came into town, what they averaged, points per game and what they did after that series. And same with all the teams they played in that playoff run, right? And when the Raptors started to become good, what was doing Casey's thing? Pound the rock, right? You hear that all the time. You got to find a culture. And I'll say it again. The Raptors do not have one right now. Can they get one? Yeah, sure. I just think you need more talent. More consistent grade A talent. And how do you do that? Well, the Raptors aren't a team who's going to get free agents. So maybe the trade market or through the draft. And with that draft in mind, good news, the Pelicans and Wizards play each other tonight. So someone's got to win. And yes, the Raptors beat the Brooklyn Nets, but then Brooklyn countered on the second night of a back-to-back by beating the Milwaukee Bucks. So that kind of countered that. So that was very nice to see. Pistons beat the Hornets, unfortunately. So if you look at that, Pistons or Hornets still only have 7 wins on the year. But that's it. And you look at the standings, right? With the Raptors 1 freaking win, they jumped Utah and Charlotte. But it is what it is, right? The Raptors lost this game today. They're 8-27 on the season to get back into the loss column. And that's all she wrote, guys. I don't want to dwell on it too much today. A good defensive basketball team. And shout out Tristan da Silva, because he was awesome. 25 points, 9 of 13 from the field, made 5 threes, and was just a really pain in the Raptors' side in the first half. I think he had like 15 or 16 in the first half. Knocked down 3 or 4 threes in the first half. He was really, really good for them today, and a big reason of why they lifted themselves over the Toronto Raptors today. But yeah, you didn't get much bench scoring either. Your top bench guy was Kelly Olynyk with 6 freaking points. You didn't get much. So, on to the next one. And the next game for the Toronto Raptors is on, not Sunday, Monday night, as the Raptors take on the Milwaukee Bucks at Scotiabank Arena. It's a 7:30 tip-off there. You probably will lose that game, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. As the 8-27 Raptors go up against the Milwaukee Bucks, who, as of right now, are 17-15. So they haven't been great this year, but they had an awful start. They've written the ship a little bit. So we'll see what happens there on Monday nights. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game today, because, yeah, who would? Really? Hit the like button. Appreciate it. The subscribe button has not done so already. Comment down below your thoughts on the video, your thoughts on the game. What'd you like? What'd you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already, and I will talk to you guys Leafs edition tomorrow night, maybe, probably. We'll see. Leafs, Bruins, at Scotiabank Arena, 7 p.m. puck drop there. Going to be a doozy. And as for the Toronto Raptors, we've talked about it. Their next game is on Monday as they host the Milwaukee Bucks at Scotiabank Arena at 7:30. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game being over today. We'll talk to you guys then.